This training is specific for Twin Cities Facilities Management District Operations personnel who are work group supervisors in Tri-Riga. This is Backlog Management Step 3, Reviewing New Work Tasks. As a reminder of the overall process for backlog management, in Backlog Management Step 1, Daily Backlog Cleanup, you review all of the work tasks that are marked done and move them to complete if applicable or another status as warranted. In Step 2, you review the Task Resource Manager report to have a better understanding of everything currently assigned to the members of your team. Now in Step 3, we're going to review all new work tasks and take the applicable steps to ensure data accuracy. After logging into Tri-Riga, on the left nav, we need to find the report that would show us all the work tasks that are created in the last 3 days. The simplest way is in the title block, type in last 3. It filters it to the task created in the last 3 days. Highly suggested you add this to your bookmarks, as this is a report you will use often. Next, you come to the work group and note that this is a case-sensitive field, so everything must be capitalized. Enter in your work group designator and hit enter. It filters it down to all the work tasks that were created in the last 3 days, as well as all those work tasks that have been redirected to you. In essence, what you're seeing on this report is everything that's new to you. For those that are redirected, you will open it up, you'll take a look at it, validate that this is a work task your team should be working on, uncheck the redirected box, and then you would save it. And then back on the report, I will scroll until I find one that I haven't reviewed yet. Remember, you're doing this every single day, and this report is showing you all the work tasks created in the last 3 days, so chances are you reviewed most of these already, and you've got to scroll through until you find one you haven't reviewed. So you continue scrolling, taking a look at the task status, taking a look at what's being requested until you find one, like I said, that you haven't reviewed. Then you click on it and open it up. The first thing you're going to do is adjust the task name to get rid of the Tri-Riga added information and only have information that is valid to this work task. Review the task name, review the task description. You can see that the task name doesn't contain all the information that is contained in the description. That's due to the fact that Tri-Riga breaks things up from the service request process. Whatever gets entered in the service request, the first 50 to 70 characters get added to the task name, and then it just repeats the information again in the task description. So add a couple characters as needed, just so that the task name makes sense. If after reading through the task name and the task description, you have a better understanding of what it is that needs to be done, feel free to completely edit both the task name and the task description so that the person you end up assigning this work task to understands what it is that's being asked of them. Now it's time to continue on with reviewing the different data elements. Take a look at the task type, change it as applicable, estimate, service, or whatever is accurate for this request type. Then take a look at the task priority. You have emergency, high, medium, and low. Emergency is an FLS item that needs immediate attention because there's a threat to the research, to the building, to systems, to equipment, to animals, something that needs immediate attention. High is, it's not an emergency, but it's something that requires attention in the next 24 to 48 hours. Medium is the normal maintenance-related items that do not pose immediate risks to facility systems or equipment, things that take more 4 to 7 days or maybe even up to 2 weeks to accomplish. And then low is work that's typically doesn't need to be done by a certain due date, but it's valid work that we're going to do at some point in the future. So you pick the appropriate priority, and now we need to review the service class. Work tasks that are created by the service request process will have a defaulted service class of maint, possibly facilities, possibly custodial. What you need to do is put in the primary craft that will be working this work task. Click on the magnifying glass, expand the facilities, scroll through the list, and pick the person, the craft that you will be assigning to this work task. Next step is to add an asset when it's applicable. Sometimes it's difficult to understand the specific asset needs to be added. And sometimes it's appropriate to leave the asset blank. For this one, there is a generic asset called client sys that's in the infrastructure bucket. I'm going to add in some search criteria to help me find that. There it is. I'm going to go ahead and add it. Now I need to check the resources tab because I have to make sure that the estimated hours is accurate or a better estimate than what gets defaulted from the Chariga process. The Chariga process takes the number of hours between the start time and the end time, and that's what it puts down in the work hours. This is the field that is the estimated hours used in the task resource manager report. So you got to make sure that this is more reflective of the work that is being requested. If you don't know and you're going to assign this to a mechanic, default to 3. Or if you're going to assign it to a trade, default to 4. Those are the historic averages on work tasks for our staff. Then the final step is to validate the EFS string. Click on cost allocation. Look at the EFS string that's being charged for this work task and change it if applicable. Save all changes and continue on with the process, reviewing the next work task that is new to you. This concludes the training for Backlog Management Step 3, reviewing new work tasks.